Welcome, friends, to another intriguing episode on modern world dynamics. Today, we're talking about a topic that many of us may have experienced or know someone who has, getting life back on track after a divorce. It's a life-changing event, no doubt, but it's also a chance to reset, to rediscover, and to rebuild. Just like a phoenix rising from the ashes, it's an opportunity to start anew. Take, for instance, the story of renowned author J.K. Rowling. After a tumultuous divorce, she found herself a single mother struggling to make ends meet. But she didn't let that define her. Instead, she penned down a story that not only changed her life, but also touched millions of hearts worldwide. The story of a young wizard named Harry Potter. So brace yourself as we delve into the journey of rediscovery and self-growth. Because after all, every end has a new beginning. The first step, my dear friends, to getting back on track is acknowledging the pain. You see, it's a bit like a deep cut. If you just slap a plaster on it and ignore it, it might just get infected. But if you clean it, treat it, and give it time to heal, it'll become a scar. A scar you can look at and say, I survived that. Just like our friend John, who thought he could simply ignore his feelings after his divorce. He put on a brave face, went to work, acted like everything was fine. But folks, like a pressure cooker, he eventually exploded, and it wasn't pretty. But don't worry, this isn't a horror story, it's a comedy. Because John's explosion was literally in a paintball match where he turned into Rambo, painting everyone and everything in sight. So remember, folks, it's okay to grieve. It's the first step to healing. Once you've acknowledged your pain, it's time to focus on self-care. Now let's clear one thing up right away. Self-care isn't about bubble baths and spa days, although they can certainly be part of it. It's about nurturing your physical, mental, and emotional health. Post-divorce self-care is not just a luxury, it's a necessity. This is the time when you need to put on your oxygen mask first, so to speak. Let's break it down into three key components: exercise, healthy eating, and mindfulness. Exercise is a real mood lifter. It releases endorphins, the body's natural feel-good chemicals, and it's a great stress buster. You don't have to run a marathon or join a CrossFit gym. A simple walk in the park or a dance class can do wonders. Next, we have healthy eating. You are what you eat, as the saying goes. Nutrient-rich food fuels your body and your brain. It helps keep your energy levels up and your mind sharp. So, ditch the comfort food and opt for a balanced diet instead. Now let's talk about mindfulness. It's all about living in the present moment, not dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. Practicing mindfulness can help you manage your emotions, reduce anxiety, and boost your overall well-being. It can be as simple as taking 5 minutes each day to sit in silence and focus on your breath. Let me share a success story. Meet John, a gentleman who found himself in the throes of divorce after 20 years of marriage. He was devastated, but he decided to prioritize self-care. He joined a local gym, started eating healthier, and began practicing mindfulness daily. After a few months, he saw a significant improvement in his mood, his energy levels, and his outlook on life. He even started a running club for divorcees in his community. So you see, self-care is not just about feeling good. It's about bouncing back stronger and healthier. It's about reclaiming your life and your happiness after a difficult chapter. Never underestimate the power of self-care, folks. It's the key to your well-being and your recovery. And remember, you're not alone in this journey. You're part of a community that supports and uplifts each other. So let's embrace self-care and move forward together. After self-care, the next step is to find new hobbies and interests. Now you might be thinking, I've never had a hobby before. What could I possibly find interesting? Well, let me tell you a little story. Once upon a time, there was a man named Bob. Bob was a simple man. He had a job, he had a family, and then one day, he didn't. His life was turned upside down, and Bob was lost. That's when he discovered the world of miniature train sets. Yes, you heard that right. Bob, our dear friend, found solace in the intricate world of tiny trains. He would spend hours creating detailed landscapes for his little locomotives, complete with miniature towns and even tinier people. And you know what? It brought him joy. It gave him a sense of control, a purpose, and a welcome distraction from the chaos of his life. Now, we're not saying you need to rush out and buy a train set, although if that's your thing, all aboard. The point is, finding a new hobby can be a great way to divert your mind, reduce stress, and possibly discover a passion you never knew you had. It could be anything from painting to gardening, cooking to hiking, or even something as unexpected as miniature train building. A hobby is more than just a way to pass time. It's a form of self-expression, a way to connect with like-minded people. And most importantly, it's a way to find joy in the little things. And let's not forget the power of learning something new. The moment you immerse yourself in a new interest, you're challenging your mind, and that's a great way to foster growth. So, don't be afraid to try something new. It doesn't matter if you're good at it or not. What matters is that you're doing something for you, something that makes you happy. So, get out there and explore your interests. You never know what might catch your fancy. After all, if Bob can find joy in the world of miniature trains, who knows what you might discover? Next on our list is reconnecting with friends and family. This step, my friends, is a cornerstone in the rebuilding process. Life can get a bit lonely at times, especially after a major life event like a divorce. But guess what? You're not alone, far from it. Let me share a heartwarming story. There was a chap named Charlie. After his divorce, he felt like he was drifting on an endless sea, alone. Then one day, he picked up the phone and called his old mate Jim, whom he hadn't spoken to in years. They met up, shared a few laughs, and Charlie felt a weight lifted off his shoulders. He didn't stop there. He reached out to his sister, his childhood friends, even his grumpy next-door neighbor. And what he found was a network of support he didn't realize he had. You see, everyone loves a good comeback story. And your friends and family, they want to be a part of yours. They want to see you rise, dust yourself off and start anew. They want to share your journey and be there for you through the highs and the lows. So pick up that phone, send that message, extend that invitation. You might be surprised by the amount of love and support that's just a call or a text away. In times of adversity, remember your loved ones are your biggest cheerleaders. Last but not least, set new goals for your life. It's like setting a GPS for your journey ahead. You see, after a divorce, the destinations you had previously set in your life's GPS might change. And that's okay. Let's take the example of Jack, a man who, after his divorce, found himself without direction. Jack decided to set new goals, to pursue a career in photography, a passion he had sidelined during his marriage. He started small, capturing the beauty of his local park, then gradually expanded his horizons, all the while setting new goals. Today, Jack's photographs are featured in top-tier galleries around the world. His journey wasn't easy, but his new goals gave him a fresh start, a purpose. So set your goals high and don't stop until you get there. Remember, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. And every journey begins with a single step. And that step, it's setting your new goals.